Welcome back, class. I'm Matt, your guide here on Y Caliber, and we are playing Still Waters, a Star Wars story in the Star Wars Fantasy Flight Games role-playing system. Joining us tonight are our GM, Smug. Hey, Smug.
Hey, hello. I'm Smug, otherwise known as Matt. The real Matt, number one Matt, Matt Prime.
All right. Also with us this evening is internet celebrity Archim Cola. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
I'm gonna make sure that I say the cola every time, just because I respect the pun.
Is it really? Yes. Look, it's fine.
The word play, shall we say?
I've never noticed any, to be frank.
And
I've never made it. My bad.
No, please
Go.
continue.
It's gone now. Just go. Just do your thing.
Okay, we'll fix it in post. And finally with us tonight is Grimmeth. How are you doing, Grimmeth?
100% concentrated.
That's just how I like my orange juice. Now, Steven Seagal, noted author, is not with us this evening because he's busy changing the world. But we are going to get started and change our world with lasers and feelings.
Should we start by rolling destiny points?
Yes.
When
Yeah,
have
we
we ever
definitely
shared
should.
those?
Let me go ahead and clear the Destiny pool and force an update onto you guys. So when you're ready, open up your sheets and go ahead and roll them dice.
I'm gonna roll them bones.
Oh.
All right, so D. Davis has done well for his team. That's 2 light side points. Grimmeth has given me a dice. I appreciate that.
I'm here to help you make my checks harder, God.
In Tem, I don't see anything.
Oh.
Wow, that was real delayed.
Holding
What did you do?
us back.
Oh, I understand. Wrong button.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, we've all misclicked in life. All right, so you guys are starting off with a lot of light side points. Be sure to use them. Who knows what might happen? And plus, I wouldn't mind having more than one dark side point.
I guess with all those points, we really did have a friendly conversation with the capture lady.
Yes, and we may as well go over that real quick. So last time, or is this the first time? I guess that depends on our release order for all of this. We'll fix that in post.
First
Yeah,
time
there
for
was
our
a yeah, that's right. There was a bit of a kerfuffle in our team of, well, can't call you adventurers, and you're not exactly good guys, as actions have indicated.
Wet workers.
Wet workers. I mean, I would have gone with peacekeepers personally.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
There you go. There's some spin doctoring right there. All right, so this is really going to be the first one. Let me break it all down real quick. There's this moth out there. I had to concentrate so hard not to say moth.
I could tell.
There's this, yeah. There's a joke for everybody. So there's this moth out there. His first name is Moth, and his last name is Sarnhal. Now, he had a bit of an epiphany one day, and he decided, you know what, I need to do something to maybe create a legacy for myself. Who knows what his real intentions were? But he put together a group of I was going to say very experienced individuals. Yeah, let's go with it. A group of very experienced individuals, and through one means or another, had them all drummed out of the service. Or did he? Now, some of you obviously just fell ass backwards into it and got yourselves kicked out of Imperial Command.
Someone sabotaged that forklift.
Yeah, probably. There were a pile of bricks to stop Jason from going forward. He could only go in reverse.
Oh no.
I know. We'll do that in a flashback sometime. So the idea was to grab a group of skilled individuals, give them a simple mandate of maintain the peace, and then kind of let them have a ship through various means that are incredibly hard to track and will never come back to the moth, and then set them out like a baby duck leaving the nest.
Or a baby guest leaving the nest.
Maybe, maybe so. Maybe so.
What?
Yeah,
Ducks don't nest.
don't they?
They do in Star
No,
Wars.
I don't believe they
They
do.
do in Star Wars.
I mean, I guess guests nest on my couch until I fucking kick them out of my house. So
That's right. Get out of here. You've overstayed your welcome. So yeah, he put this team together. There's like a total of there were a total of 8 of you. One of you has died, by the way, as it turns out.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, we had one person not show up, right? So that person was stomped by the Rancor
Oh no.
during the events of an unrecorded session.
Now I have guilt.
Yeah, whatever.
Eh.
Probably wasn't anyone cool.
Exactly. Nobody liked that guy. Anyway, so now there's 7 of you. Yeah, so all up, you guys have been on a small handful of missions, and it's gone okay so far. Now and again, the Moff checks in with his chosen handler, whose name is Snuck. He is a Wookiee, and he is fabulous. Perhaps you guys will be talking to him shortly. And the current mission that you guys find yourselves on is an attempt. Well, not really. Well, I guess it is an attempt. You are indeed attempting to locate the base of operations of a certain rogue element who have been, well, let's just say that information channels are suggesting that they have found something bad and they're doing something to try to seize it, which is very vague, but Snuck insists that these are pretty solid information channels that he's receiving them on, and that the information is good. So that's what led to our unspoken adventure, where there was maybe a rancor, maybe some stomping around, maybe some incredibly dark moments where a certain group of individuals, released a baby rancor that tore people apart, and then an entire ship of peoples were suffocated.
We'll spin that in post.
It'll be a nice bonus episode for when we're rich and famous.
Yep. All right. I'm making a note to insert a laugh track there. Yes. We're going to Big Bang Theory the shit out of this. So where we ended the last time, you guys had cleansed the smuggler ship of just about anybody living besides the captain. You had the captain for questioning, and the half of the team whose mission was kind of scrubbed were given the ship, and they've flown on to Nar Shaddaa. Now, at this point, you guys know that that's where you need to go, and you've probably spent a bit of time talking to the captain, who definitely has a name, and I'm not having to furiously click. Her name is Lem Zen. And she was a really good captain to her crew. They were well-renowned as far as being quite infamous, but they were always fair and, pretty above board with what they were doing, even though they would take on the occasional not so great smuggling run. I mean, everyone has to deal with spice and death sticks sometime in their life.
Now, in addition to defeating her, we also delivered her a personal disappointment because she was expecting an old friend to sit down and have a meal with her and, perhaps engage in other activities in the bedroom.
Yeah, we were going to play holo chess.
Yeah.
And then Tim's helmet splintered.
Sure did.
Yep, and that's what started all of those festivities, including rampaging rancor, people suffocating and otherwise being torn apart. Clearly, this will be the darkest, just the absolute darkest tabletop game we've ever done.
It'll be hard to match Dragon Age, but we'll try.
Suddenly, wolves come barreling out of the ship.
Not wolves again.
It's Blacktail.
No.
Oh, God. Okay, so that's kind of where we are at right now. You guys have spoken to the captain, and she more or less has pinned everything on her first mate.
Who's the recently deceased first mate?
Yes, the recently deceased first mate. Now, amidst his belongings were his his data pads, which had some information like where he lives and also a list of people that owe him money. Yeah.
Watcher collected some things at the end of the last session that was going to help Team A. Is there anything among the things that Watcher found that would help us carry on our part of the objective?
The information that he found was half complete. It was the half wiped astrogation logs and then some information that was encrypted. And the cipher needed was at their base of operations. Now, these guys are separate from the real people that you're trying to uncover.
Right.
Whose name I definitely remember.
Something about space angels.
Yeah. They're essentially the Hells Angels of space.
Oh, damn, I can't remember either.
I know this. It's on the tip of
darling
my tongue.
Dianogas.
That doesn't sound right.
It's not.
Well, we'll put the name in post. We'll just call them the Hells Angels for now, and then probably be attacked by the real Hells Angels for giving them a bad name.
It could be that that's what happens.
If I scroll back far enough, I bet I can find it.
Yeah, it's the voiceless diatheme.
That's it. Yeah, the voiceless angels. So anyway, what they discovered over there was like I mentioned, the astrogation logs. They're trying to figure out, well, where's the common drop-off point in the sporadic smuggling runs that they would do for the voiceless. And that's where they went off to. They went to Nar Shaddaa. They were actually in the midst of storming their base. Boy, are they killing people.
That's why we hired them.
Indeed. So the real abnormality in all of this does appear to be the first mate. The captain has really made it clear that, he's been with them for about 6 to 8 months, and it was kind of a situation where she couldn't say no to him joining because he was very infamous in his own right. And that's something that Watcher discovered in that, that bonus episode that'll one day surface.
It's also worth noting that there's no telling exactly whose interest the first mate was serving there, but the first mate was pretty interested in dragging Tim, or whom Tim was impersonating, into a drink, insisting that Tim owed him money. Is the name of the smuggler that Tim was impersonating on that list of people who owe the first mate money?
Yes, Galinda's name.
Starfeather.
That's right, and she was definitely on the list. She didn't know a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, compared to some of the names on there, particularly the names near the top, it's not a lot of money, but it's still a substantial amount of credits. Galinda must not have been a very good gambler.
Clearly not. That's why Captain Lem wanted to get her onto the ship to play that holo chess game.
Yeah, you might be onto something. It's definitely a forced narrative there.
All right, so we're on our ship, the Uninvited Guest, and flying through space, right? Towards Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah, if that's where you guys want to go. I mean, it is the breadcrumb in front of you. If you want to Hansel and Gretel your way after it, you certainly can.
All right, cool. Let's go to Hoth.
All right.
I mean, I think, not that my character would know, because this is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But that Hansel and Gretel story didn't turn out too well for the kids who went chasing after.
I mean, yeah, they got a cool candy buzz, and then they got to burn an old lady.
Yeah, what's not to love? That's like a perfect story to transpose into Star Wars.
Well, we're looking for of course, the rogue element, the voiceless diatheme or angel or whatever, and the only pertinent information that we have at B-side would be to head to Nar Shaddaa. Like if we wanted to scour anything further on the other ship, it was taken by A side, and we can't very well check that right now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it was around for a few hours, long enough to, for a kind of a combing over. And the cargo that they had, they took it with them. They're long gone. Well, not long gone. They're probably in hyperspace right now. It took them about a day to get to Nar Shaddaa.
Okay. Have we gotten like communication like from like them to suggest like what the current like any update on like their part or?
No, not really.
Okay.
They checked in with Snook mid transit, and then that's about it. They're in the midst of their operation right now.
Okay.
All right, so you guys want to go to Hoth? Is that correct?
Definitely.
It's really cold there. I have a really exposed head. I don't feel too comfortable.
You know, you lose 90% of your body heat through the head.
It's the two brains.
Strap yourself up in long johns. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just put long johns on my coat head.
Yeah, put thermal underwear on your cone head. Yeah. Makes
But they're
perfect
not in
sense
my
to me.
size.
Oh, well. I'm sure someone on board has experience sewing. Speaking of which, what's everyone doing as we're traveling towards Nar Shaddaa through the hyperlanes?
I'm probably watching cool starfields come at my face because I'm probably piloting a little bit just to make sure nothing blows us up. I don't know how hyperspace works. I'll admit it, but Han Solo was always in the seat when he was flying through it. So
We haven't had this ship for very long, and it was a smuggler's vessel, right? Before we gently acquired it through means best left undiscussed.
That's the interesting part. This was going to be the ship that you guys have had, because it does have a real idea of the yesterday. So it's really up to you guys whether you want this to have been the smuggler's ship that you guys stole, or the actual ship that was first acquired through your dear Moth.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. It could be that we started out with something lame like a Lambda-class shuttle, and then when we had the opportunity, Grand Theft spaceship this one.
I got an idea. How about I roll 1d2? 1, it's our starting vessel. 2, it's not.
Great.
Sounds like a perfect tabletop way to do it.
It's our starting vessel.
Okay.
All right,
Stole
so
the transponder codes from the Uninvited Guest.
that's right. So maybe that'll come back to haunt you guys in a future session. Who knows?
In
So
that
you
case,
did that. You took their.
Since we've had that for so long, then I'm pretty confident Dr. Vec has already scoured the entirety of it, getting rid with obsolete electronics that she doesn't think are worth doing. And so she's done all of her tinkering that she feels like she's need to. And with that in mind, she's probably hovering around Jason, like in that like pilot, like computer console area, since Watcher is feeling ill. We're not sure.
Yeah, Watcher's probably just tinkering in the back somewhere.
Well, Tem is sitting in the lounge. He's playing holo chess against himself because no one wants to play holo chess with him.
So, small talk, huh? How about it?
I mean, if Tim wants someone to play holo chess with him, all he has to do is really ask.
No, it's cool. Tem's playing against himself. I'm going to do an opposed roll.
All right. Oh, awesome.
Oh boy.
Does he have like one of those like holo chess like books or vids like studying the greats?
Definitely. I mean, holo chess is the sport of officers, and he's an officer, or was.
He slams his fist down and says, "It's like he knows every move I'm going to make."
What a cunning foe.
Failure with advantage.
That's for the one side. And that's for the other side.
Alright, so
Both sides just get stumped. It's like a long, drawn-out battle.
Lothcat's game, eh? Tem resets the holo chess terminal and looks up to see if anyone was watching.
As for like Dr. Vec's capacity for small talk is likely limited due to her like well, I mean, considering how the best compliment she has ever given like Jason amounted to be like adequate or sufficient, you know. Like, what common ground do the two have? You like holovid? You like racing? No. Oh, food? Not really. Do you like high order of biochemistry devoted to enhancing the science of an individual?
Absolutely not.
Are you interested in modifying your body? You could be a better you.
Oh, no.
I could help you with that. A new set of eyes, perhaps?
Double
Hair follicles that display adverts extolling the glory and virtues of the Empire.
Triple no. This
I don't know.
is terrible.
That seems like a pretty good idea. Maybe we should run that up the line to the Moth.
I could do so much with your genetic material, Jason. So much.
No, thank you. I think I'll just fly the ship for a little bit, and this conversation is going nowhere.
And so, like, Dr. Vec occasionally, like, makes, like a sketch and shows Jason, like, this could be, like, the new you.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. I hate every single sketch. I don't even need to know what's on them.
So, yeah, how big is the forehead in each one? Does it gradually get bigger?
It like ebbs and flows as like Dr. Vec like offers like this could extend your sensory organs by 75%. Clearly, there's fashion elements for it too. Why just look at what is across the Empire. And remember, the key to being an operative of the Empire is to blend in as a rebel, and you are insufficient at doing that if you appear to be human. Mark those words.
Jason has a look on his face because he's pretty sure there are human rebels. It's like, what?
But if you looked like a Mon Calamari, they would never suspect you were working for the Empire. Think of that.
He's got a point.
The brows like lift, like
Mon Calamari are pretty firmly against us at this point. Can't say why, Tem says, scratching at one of his scars. He's like,
Think of the devastation you could cause infiltrating the rebellion and offering to fly their top of the line, such as they are, vessels. They would never know that you, mild-mannered Jason, were in fact an insidious agent of the Empire, ready to strike them down like the anarchists they are.
Do we really need to say insidious? I mean, noble is what we are here. We're doing the Emperor's work.
Well, it's a main character emulating one of them.
Ah, of course, the insidious rebel scum. Those Sleemo heads.
Yeah, but if I did that, no one would know I'd be undercover and probably get shot up by one of our ace pilots who are really good at their job.
They
right?
would know. Our Moth would never leave you dangling.
Yeah, I guess that's right. He probably would.
I think you can trust Moth Sanhara.
Tim's got his data pad open and he's looking back at some pictures of like the Empire just dumping literal tons of garbage into the Mon Calamari Ocean. I can't figure out why they're so against us. This is valuable, land that they were.
The Mon Calamari people are not known to be very imaginative.
I guess not. Hey, Jason, how much farther to Nar Shaddaa?
Oh boy, let me do some quick mental math here. Probably about, I don't know. It took, jeez. Let me do my.
Do you handle astrogation, Jason?
I mean, yes. Everyone who can pilot a ship can usually do this math, but
okay.
I swear I could do it.
All right. Because I have two brains. You could have two brains.
I don't want 2 brains. No offense, but
you don't want 2 brains. Tim!
Yeah, what's up?
Can you believe him? He says he doesn't want 2 brains.
I can see how it might be an issue. I mean, you're always having trouble finding helmets that fit.
Oh. It's, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe the second brain could be somewhere that isn't covered by a helmet. Like, you could have your second brain in, like, your gut.
Yes, and we can replace your intestinal system. We can make you more fuel efficient, Jason. Yes. I'm going to go make another sketch. And like scurries off.
Okay, well, the doctor's gone. You can finish those calculations.
Jason attempts to look like
All
he
right.
doesn't figure it out. He has no idea.
No, of course you figure it out. You've probably got like a time to destination just clicking down on the dash somewhere.
He notices that, but he frowns because he couldn't do the math in his head.
Maybe he was just so worried about, I don't want a second brain.
I don't want like 5 nubs in my knuckles that have blades in them, probably.
I don't want, like, hair that displays Imperial advertisements.
No, definitely not. No.
That would be amazing, though.
And Tim's got his data pad open still, and he's looking up Nar Shaddaa. It says here that Nar Shaddaa is a moon. Can that be right?
Yeah, totally.
Shouting from the lab, I don't see why it couldn't be.
I don't know.
I mean, as long as it has an Atmo, it's totally fine to live on.
The lunar geoscape highly fucking like trails off.
Yeah. So have any of you been to Nar Shaddaa before?
Tim has not that he remembers, but I mean, you know what's been done to his brain.
I don't. There is no chance my character has been to that peasant locale.
I mean, Jason's a pilot and a dock worker, basically. He's probably been stationed there once.
All right, that sounds good. So Jason's been there before, nobody else. So anyway, now it's about a day to get there. At this point, about 8 hours have gone by, so it's probably a long trip the rest of the way there with continual offers for improvement. Now, eventually, though, you guys are going to kind of burst out of hyperspace. All those blue lines kind of recede, and you're just left basking in the glow of that Nar Shaddaa, the criminal moon, is floating there so serenely. And you guys are deep in Hut space at this point. I mean, you were on the fringes, but you've moved a bit deeper in now. And you guys are now approaching Nar Shaddaa.
Is that whole moon a city?
It is but a smaller version of Coruscant and other cities contained within the Empire.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, good choice. Planetary city. I mean, it's the best one. Don't have to deal with any of those trees and their pollen and any of that stuff.
Well, I have heard dreadful reports of Hut efficiency. I shudder to think of what is actually upon that moon.
You know, that's true. It's probably not as efficient as the Imperial architecture back on Coruscant.
I mean, it was designed by Huts.
Are they going to have docks that are not going to fall apart when we dock there?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Huts like to make money, so you need to have working docks to make money. That's just a fact of life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Tim, where do we proceed from here? Assuming that we are able to land safely?
We got to follow this trail of space breadcrumbs, and we need to find where these smugglers are hiding and go there and either take over the operation or bust them up. You know, it's up to the Moff to let us know what exactly he wants.
Where does the space bread lead us to from us landing here?
Well, I'm going to tell you, but my voice is going to be real different when I do.